Kyrsten Sinema she is the Democratic senator from Arizona, wrote a editorial for the Washington Post where she effectively ended any possibility of the filibuster ever being ended. For those of you who don't pay a lot of attention to this, in order to end the filibuster, there have to be 60 votes. And there's been a lot of talk about doing away with it and making it a simple majority that would advance the Senate. And Kyrsten Sinema pointed out something interesting, that just in 2017, 31 senators, including Joe Biden, who were Democrats, supported the filibuster. Now suddenly it's racist. The filibuster is Jim Crow 2.0, all these different things. It's about power. And the Democrats, if they were in power, might well decide that they want to give 2 Senate seats to Washington, D.C. They might well decide that they want to give 2 Senate seats to Puerto Rico as a part of statehood for both locations. They might also decide that they want to expand the Supreme Court if all that is required is a 50-vote number in conjunction with Kamala Harris breaking the tie. And I think Kyrsten Sinema made a strong argument in her Washington Post op-ed. She said effectively that the Senate should function as Thomas Jefferson and our creators of the government made the decision it should function as a cooling mechanism in a hot-tempered America. The House is going to be the hot temper. As Thomas Jefferson talked about, the Senate is supposed to be the saucer that allows the hot-blooded American public to cool off a little bit. And the metaphor that is either true or false, I don't know, but he poured his hot coffee or hot tea into a saucer and said the Senate basically functions in that manner to calm everything down. Well, in addition to that, as Kyrsten Sinema pointed out, if a bare majority decides everything, then we're going to have massive swings every couple of years based on who controls the Senate, who controls the House, who's in the White House. And that is not necessarily very helpful overall to being able to plan business, being able to plan life in this country. And so rapid swings from one direction to another don't make a lot of sense. And again, I think the strongest part of Kyrsten Sinema's editorial, which has been echoed by the way, Joe Manchin, is in pointing out in her Washington Post editorial that just a couple of years ago, 31 different Democratic senators were in favor of preserving the filibuster. That was when the Republicans controlled the House, the Senate, and the White House, with Donald Trump winning election. Now, why is this significant? Well, it's significant because it effectively ends the talk of the filibuster, and it also ties in with the voting rights bill that is not going to become law. Now, I'm not sure if this is a legal bill anyway, because it would eventually go through all the courts and we'd have to determine whether you can federalize state election law in the first place or if that violates principles of federalism. It's an intriguing question that I don't think we have an easy answer for. But effectively, Joe Biden's agenda is running into the cold, hard facts and logic here. And there's going to have to be a decision made about whether or not he's willing to be bipartisan and work with Republicans, or if he's going to keep trying to use whatever parliamentary measures he can to advance his agenda while he can. And I think this is going to be an interesting story for all of us to be paying a lot of attention to. But again, I'd encourage you to go read the editorial that Kyrsten Sinema wrote. I'd also encourage you to read what Joe Manchin wrote in his local West Virginia paper, where he came out basically acknowledging that he is in favor of not changing things with the filibuster. And by the way, Sinema and Manchin in the Senate are going to get a lot of attention, but also there are other senators in New Hampshire and also in Montana that do not appear to support in any way ending the filibuster. This thing has officially ended, I think, the expansive run-up of Joe Biden's power. He had a lot of money spent already. We'll see what happens with the budget going forward, but I think we are going to slow down in a massive way as a result of this decision. There's not just one senator, there's probably 4 that would have to be persuaded to vote in favor of a filibuster, and I don't think that is actually going to happen.